So we've been through a lot. We are happy with the mission we're pursuing, helping founders becoming entrepreneurs, building sustainable companies. I would like to say that we like that we brought with Wise Guys international money, international vibe, international professionals, international companies. Obviously the absolute impact of the international team on the Italian GDP is still very, very, very small, right? Because these are pre-seed companies. But yet, these companies have opened branches, have hired in Italy, have Italian clients. So we are very proud of the impact and the legacy we are building. I have the best job in the world, guys.
Welcome to the Week in Italian Startup, where we discuss the latest highlights happening in the Italian tech and investment ecosystem.
Andrea, nice to see you. Andrea,
Thank you for having me.
is the mind behind TechChill, Milano, and Startup Wise Guys.
I don't know if it's the mind, it's the liver.
It's the liver, the arm, many limbs. So
The fingers.
So welcome Andrea, welcome Nick.
Thank you, Jack. Ciao, Andrea. Welcome back, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me again. It's a pleasure talking with you, with friends.
Second episode, we've had you before on the show. It's been very fun. It's always insightful to talk with you. There is always nice
You are
elements.
such inspiring figures. Words come out
Naturally.
naturally.
Exactly. So let's start from this place, from TechChill. So it's the first time that TechChill is happening in Italy. So let's
Yes.
talk about it. Let's talk where it was born and why you decided to sort of connect the Italian ecosystem with that organization and make it happen here. And that's where we're recording from. So
Yes. So I lived abroad many years. I moved back to Italy a couple of years ago, just before the pandemic. And the first thing I noticed a couple of years ago when I moved, that all the events and the activities and the networking activities were very much Italian-centered and in Italian. And I missed, the international vibe, the English language, coming from a much more international scenario. So I've always been telling, somebody should really start an international event. The first year went by, somebody should really start an international event. The second year went by, and nobody was doing that. So I was coming back from Tech Barbecue, in fact, which is a similar setup to this in Denmark. And I was at the airport with Emil Abirashid, which is a very respected and well-known journalist, media expert, guru, father figure for most of us, or big brother for most of us. And I told them, Emil, somebody should really do something about making an international event in Milan. He said, why don't we do it? I said, come on, you're serious with all the things we have on our plate? Yeah, no, we should do it. If we don't do it, nobody will make it happen. So I picked my contact with TechChill Foundation, which I knew through Wise Guys. TechChill comes from the Baltics. I picked up my contact with Maria, which is one of the founders and the board member of TechChill, and say, Maria, it's Andrea again. Remember I told you there are no international events in Italy, so we want you to help us making one. This was end of 2021. So we started flirting, and by the spring, we put together a non-profit association. We onboarded other partners, Barbara Valle, Luca Campaiola, and all together are the board members of the non-profit association, which is the driver of this initiative. And here we are. The machine started really 4 months ago, onboarding the sponsors, bringing on board the speakers, content, and it has been challenging. It has not been easy.
It's been quick. It's been very quick also. You guys have been like working really hard on the marketing, on the image. It's widespread across the community, I would say.
And I'm very happy, and not so much for an ego perspective. I don't really care whether things are successful per se, but I care that entrepreneurs and startuppers, which are the center of this event, find value, find content, right? So if it was well spread, it meant that people, operators, investors was going to come. So startuppers, entrepreneurs could find value, networking opportunities, interesting chat to have. Sure. And that's what mattered to me. So I'm very glad if you say it was very recognized on media, because the channel worked to make sure it was a quality event, and I think it is a quality event. I mean, it's 1,000 participants. Mm-hmm. I think 1,100 tickets sold. There must be 900 people coming up between the 2 days, across the 2 days. See happy faces so far. Italians critic a lot. Usually, but you should have done it another week. You should have done another location. And I say, I have nothing but love to you.
Good. So and it's done. The thing is this, it has been done. So that's
done.
Powerful. It's done. Doesn't matter.
Happened.
Exactly. That's it. Happening right now, but then will be happened.
And what's your impression about whether you were able to attract some international presence? What's your feeling about that?
So that was not challenging. And I was very happy. That maybe, all considered, was the easiest part.
Nice.
I think what worked well was the TechChill network, my network, also with the influence of the Startup Wise Guys network, which is my fund, my group, and also, I mean, we were the channels, right? But what made it very attractive is this spread rumor about there is quality in Italy. It's the best kept secret in Europe. Let's go check it out, right? So we have 112 investors signed up, of which I would say 80% is from abroad. Germany, France, UK, we have US investors, Turkish investors. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy because I go to my earliest point. This is for the founders. This is for the startups, and they need international visibility. Because Italian VCs are a handful still, right, compared to the size of the ecosystem, right? And so we need to bring many more resources to cross-contaminate, to co-invest together, because there is talent here. And I think this was the right opportunity for bringing the international setup. This on the investor side. On the speakers, likewise, easy. TechChill Foundation. It's a well-known foundation. They've been doing TechChill in the Baltics for 10 years now, I think. They've had amazing speakers through this whole time. We were very happy. They took care of inviting major role models, content provider, key speakers. That's it. Yeah. The challenging part was to do it in a short time. As I said, the machine started working 4 months ago, and to attract resources, to convince them that it was worthwhile to trying to do something not mainstream yet, with an international flavor, with an international operator that was focused on startups, where you cannot compromise very much when you want quality with startups, right? But then again, thanks to the board effort, we managed to bring amazing sponsors, amazing partners, and we're here.
Awesome. So let's switch maybe to Wise Guys.
Yes.
I want to know what's happening in the near future, in the long-term future.
What happened
And
in the last year
what
since we
happened-
spoke
well,
last
yeah,
time?
Exactly. Let's start from there. That's the point. Let's start from
Wise Guys.
1 year ago to up to today. What's been happening and yeah, what's next?
Wise Guys at full speed. We have now the third batch being rolled out of 4 of this fund. We have 29 companies invested. The portfolio has grown consistently. Investors are happy.
Beautiful.
I'm fundraising for adding a little bit more capacity to the fund, and because of the above, it took me 1 email to have half of the capital committed from current investors.
Wow.
It's not, I'm not raising millions, right? But still, it means that they trust the project, they're happy with the project, and they're happy with the general partner.
Beautiful.
And the delivery. The best part is always the teams, amazing teams. They are all 29 with us. Challenges, of course, we've been through war. We have Ukrainian teams, Russian teams. We've been through inflation. We've been through a pandemic. The teams are there, man.
And you literally went through a war. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's not figuratively. It's
that
like-
has
Yeah.
been
It's
the most
insane.
difficult period in Wise Guys.
Wow.
Seeing guys and girls you work with, like your brothers and sister, one day they were posting about, hey, please download my app. The other day they were posting about using a rifle,
Wow.
about going on the front line. That was not
That's
easy.
crazy.
That was not easy, and we were worried. We were worried, and we spent since February all our focus to help the teams financially, emotionally, practically, in any way we could. So we've been through a lot. We're happy with the mission we're pursuing, helping founders becoming entrepreneurs, building sustainable companies. I would like to say that we like that we brought with Wise Guys international money, international vibe, international professionals, international companies, Obviously, the absolute impact of the international team on the Italian GDP is still very, very, very small, right? Because these are pre-seed companies. But yet, these companies have opened branches, have hired in Italy, have Italian clients. So we're very proud of the impact and the legacy we are building. I have the best job in the world, guys. I have the best job in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, that's one program. We have also the other program on cybersecurity with Cassa Depositi e Prestiti. Second batch going on, amazing partners on board. It's in Cosenza, where we partner up with local partners which excel in cybersecurity. Again, international teams, international money. We're doing our bit to support the ecosystem, no regrets. I believe in Italy. We are here to inspire, to create role models, to fight. There's no going back.
Awesome.
Have you seen if any change between the very first batch that you ran and the one you're currently running?
That's a very good question, because I've seen changes and I've tracked changes financially. And I've seen changes which I cannot track in terms of funnel and pipeline, right?
So you mean customers for your startups from the startup from the batch?
What I mean that I've seen changes in the pre-money
Oh, okay.
that we negotiated with between the first batch and the third batch, because we've been through a hype, then a VC downturn, and that has been mirrored in the valuation that we agreed upon, right? I've seen changes in the type of metrics that were reflected in the pre-money that we accessed, that we agreed upon. I've seen changes in the number of Italian startups, because Wise Guys is much more established, because the ecosystem is going through a better period, and there's more attention and more opportunity for pre-seed startups. We were able to access more teams in absolute numbers, but also looking at Italian teams, more Italian teams have applied to the program. The last program, batch number 3, has 8 startups out of 11 coming from Italy, right? The first batch had 3 startups out of 10 coming from Italy, right? So obviously we like the international mix, and I don't have any quota to fill, right? I would invest in 10 Italian teams if I find the best teams, or 10 non-Italian teams if I find the best teams. But I like to see that there is more interest from the Italian teams, because we have a fiduciary mandate towards our investor. We can only invest in the best possible teams. And if those teams are coming from Italy, it's good news for the ecosystem and for the portfolio as well. So these are the changes I've seen in the batches, in the programs. And in general, I think the ecosystem is going in the right direction, right? Again, VC downturn, it's impacting, raising seed after our program. It was challenging before, it is still challenging. I don't know if it'll ever be easy, right, in this side of the world. But overall, I like the direction. Of course, we can go faster. We can go faster, and we can ask ourselves the role of the institutional investors, the role of the politics, how much as private operator can we impact the speed of the ecosystem, right? But at least we're not going backward. The direction is the one I wished for when I came here.
Beautiful. Awesome. That's so inspiring. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Every time it's always very, very interesting.
So what about then? Back to the original question. What about the future? Then?
What's going on in the future for Wise Guys? What's next on the plate?
So Wise Guys as a group has grown a lot. We are now in Bilbao, in Spain. We are in Romania. We have a growth program. We keep raising funds to invest in accelerator programs across Europe. We are in Africa as well. So if Cristobal was here, Cristobal, the CEO of Startup Wise Guys, he just left an hour ago, going back to the Baltics, I think. If he was here, he will tell, sky's the limit. We will keep growing, because we are a startup. We have to keep growing, to keep creating impact, to keep building successful companies with entrepreneurs. Regarding Italy specifically, we have launched the application for the 4th batch. So if you're watching this, and you are a B2B digital startup looking for a pre-seed round, we invest up to 90,000 euros. The batch will start in January, and that will be the 4th batch of this legacy of this program. The cyber 3rd batch will start later in 2023, right?
Awesome.
So these are the upcoming opportunities. We are assessing other opportunities in terms of creating other programs on other verticals. But already having a portfolio of approximately 70 plus startups, 40 coming from SaaS Milan, 30 coming from cyber by the end of 2023, it will be already a great achievement. It will be a lot to manage. It will be fantastic.
Beautiful.
We will see if we can grow further in other verticals where we can make an impact with our expertise. We'll be happy to do it.
Awesome. Andrea, thank you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. And
fellas, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. I don't know what did I do to deserve your attention. You called me here to talk to you, and I feel I don't deserve this. There's many more interesting persons, but you put me in front of a camera with a mic, I'll talk.
I know, and we love that.
You're welcome.
We love that, and you're absolutely welcome. So thank you again. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you very
also.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Until next time.